are back with another episode, guys. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Tiye Noelle Show. We are back again. Tell a friend, and all that. I actually can't believe it that we have made it to the second episode. Thank you to everyone who's come back for the second week. We're truly grateful. We are testing out some new things. Ken and Kim are back. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Ken, please.
Say.
Anyway, he's a man, and a Pisces man at that, so we know where that comes from. But yeah, welcome back. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. This is a weekly thing, so we'll see you again next week. But this episode, we're probably going to go into hot topics, and we're going to talk a lot about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl happened on Sunday, and the Seahawks won. Who cares? Nobody. We don't. Because nobody's husband was on that. No one that we know's husband was on that team. I actually don't know anyone who was on that team. Ken, do you know? Are you a man like that?
You have a couple people on there. I mean, Seahawks were favored to win. Anyway.
I should have voted for them. I should have bet on them. I knew that they were going to win.
Yeah, you wouldn't have won much money because they were favored to win anyway.
Oh, okay. The only people I know, obviously, was the Patriots because Cardi's man is on there. But anyway.
And Family Guy.
What about Family Guy?
New England Patriots. Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom Brady. Yeah. When we were all babies. I mean, he did. Okay. He did Giselle wrong. That's all I know about that man. Anyway, the Seahawks won. Great for them. Congratulations on all that jazz. But we're gonna go into who was there at the Super Bowl. So the Jenners were there. 21 Savage was there. And I'm sorry, but did you see this video? There's a video of him just on the wall to make sure everyone knew that he was not with Kendall Jenner. And then Lotto, who is his girlfriend, not his girlfriend, posted stuff being like, he knows what he's doing. What's her name again? Sexy Red was like, yeah, hug that wall. You know to hug that wall. So yeah, he was there with Kendall, but not with Kendall. I have no idea why this was like this. But there was a few other people here. Jay-Z was there, obviously, because Rock Nation produces the halftime show. Blue Ivy was there looking every bit of Beyonce's twin. Gorgeous girl. She's getting so tall. Remember last year, technically, she was performing. So, wait, no, that wasn't the bowl. That was the Christmas thing that Beyonce did, isn't it? But she was just there performing, and now she's there in the stands. And then we have Kim Kardashian with Lewis Hamilton, because apparently they are dating. They've been spotted twice together, and now they're dating. They've been friends for a while, but now it seems that they are a couple. Please let me know what you think about that. What do you guys think about this? I'm not sure. Handsome man, but Kim?
Can't people be friends?
Remember, no, they are actually dating. But remember, he also wasted Nicole Scherzinger's life for 9 years. Yeah. You know? He's a time waster. And I'm not sure if that's what Kim needs right now. She might need some fun, maybe. But I'm not sure about Lewis. There was a rumor that he also dated Rihanna as well. And I remember he was there. Yeah, trust me.
It feels like she's playing her character in that All Fair show. Like, I feel like he's that guy.
What guy?
Who she was married to in the show.
You think that Lewis Hamilton is a whore like that? I don't think Lewis Hamilton is a whore like that. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, who else was in attendance? Cardi. My Cardi was in attendance. She also did a cameo for Bad Bunny. But which was very strange, her man's playing in the Super Bowl, but then apparently she left halfway through the second half of the game and then unfollowed him on social media. So this is just breaking news. Nobody even knows what's going on with that. They just had a baby. Are they together? She was there doing all of this NFL wife, speaking to all of the reporters, bigging up this man, doing some promo for them. So I was really surprised to see that she unfollowed him and left.
This check.
Pardon?
Who carries out this check?
These are people just. I don't.
Is it like every 20 minutes somebody checks? Like if couples are still following each other?
Literally, I don't even know. But the fact that people can always be like, this person followed this person or unfollowed this person, I think is crazy.
Is it like if you're subscribed to like see news?
I don't know if they have a
notification.
How? Yeah.
Yeah, they must have a notification or something. But yeah, so they unfollowed people.
Just be a bitch, like an Instagram bitch.
The only glitch it would be is if one of them was to block the other, then it unfollows you automatically. So it might be that she unfollowed him and blocked him, and then that made him unfollow her, quote unquote. But
not Instagram be glitching like that.
Why would it glitch like that?
As in, sometimes like don't you? I don't know. Like maybe someone's unfollowed. Like, does that not happen? No?
There's something in the water here. We don't know what it is, but there's obviously something. She wasn't even there for the end of the game. She left.
Crazy.
So that's crazy. And then some people were like, oh, maybe it's because he lost and she didn't want to be there because he lost. And I was like, no, she would not do that. Like, I think that's
to warm things up.
Yeah, I don't think so. But this is a bit questionable. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Cardi was there. She was there to support her man, but also to support Bad Bunny. And that was the main part of the show. This is literally all we care about. Okay? He came out and repped for the Latinos, but also I feel like he did Caribbean culture in general. Like, what I thought was so beautiful about this set is that it highlighted all different parts of Latino culture, but Caribbean culture in general. Because I saw, you know, we had the sugar cane, we had the old men playing dominoes, he had the rum shop because he had this icon from Brooklyn, who is known for having a Puerto Rican, like one of the oldest Puerto Rican social clubs in Brooklyn. She was there, that old lady that was giving him the shot. She was there. He had a taco stand that's also famous in LA. Like, he brought out all these legendary people. Ricky Martin was there. Like, I'm not even Boricua, but I felt very Boricua. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt very
Jessica
cultured.
Well.
Pardon?
Jessica Alba was there.
Jessica Alba was there. Like, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Did I wish that there was more, like, because he was gyrating, honey. He was gyrating. He was winding up his hips. He kept grabbing his things. And I thought that he was very, very hot. But I do wish that he kind of did more choreography. I feel like that would be a thing. He brought all the Caribbean flags. Like, you know, I saw Barbados, Jamaica was there, St. Kitts and Nevis. Like, there was not just the Spanish-speaking countries, but also like the English-speaking countries too. I thought he did a phenomenal job. He was obviously singing live as well, and all that running up and down, breath work, control, different ages of his music. He first started off talking about you know, believing in yourself. I believed in myself, and look, that's where I'm here now. He just won that Grammy as well, and there was a clip where he's giving the Grammy to this little boy who's, I guess, was meant to like represent him as a younger age, like watching him and what that is gonna mean for Latinos, especially right now in the States with everything that's going on. I thought it was beautiful. It was beautifully done, like absolutely fantastic. I do not have a bad word to say. There was a wedding. This is a legal wedding. A wedding was done. Can you imagine saying that you got married at the Bad Bunny concert? I mean, the Super Bowl, the Bad Bunny concert. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know. I feel like most people, I know that there was people from Ecuador that was like, we never get shouted out when they talk about Caribbean, Latin countries, and Ecuador got the shout out, and they were like, oh my God, like this was a big deal for everyone. So yeah, shout out to Bad Bunny. Like, I thought it was beautiful. What did you guys think?
To note, the flag thing as well was, all the flags that he was bringing out, which I thought was quite good, was he's highlighting that North America is not, like, the USA is not the only part of America, right?
Yeah.
All of those countries are North America. So it was like, a lot of people were saying like there's a lot of embedded political messaging, but it wasn't beat you over the head.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Quite inclusive, like.
I think what was the political thing for a lot of people is that it was spoken in Spanish 100% of the time, and for them, they feel like that is political. But that's because they are making people's culture political, but that's not what we are doing. This is not what minorities are doing. This is them celebrating their culture, and it just so happens that their culture also entwines with this language that you do not understand. That's not their fault. But yeah, so then we'll just want to end off with saying that like Lady Gaga came and performed. I thought that was the only bit that I was like, we didn't really need this. I don't think we asked for this. She sang the song that she has with what's his name again? Bruno Mars. And although did a phenomenal job, she lined it up. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong. I just don't feel like it was necessary. The Ricky Martin part was the great flair, because he's an icon. Before Bad Bunny, there was Ricky Martin, and also didn't he look sexy as hell? I'm so sorry, but Ricky Martin looked better than Bad Bunny, and he's half his age. I feel like, no.
Yeah.
He is gorgeous, gorgeous man. I'm sure he's in his late 50s, maybe even 60s old. He looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we need to see more of that. More Ricky. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I feel like it was great. Lady Gaga was fine. Could have done without her, not gonna lie. I wish it was, if they were gonna have someone, I guess Bad Bunny was at J-Lo's one when J-Lo did it with Shakira, but I wish they would have had maybe like more of a Cardi, more of like, you know, what's her name again? Kyla G. Like, I wish there was more like Latin involvement. I genuinely feel like they put Lady Gaga in there to try and like calm people's nerves. For them to say, oh, this was an all white thing, an all Spanish thing, and they'd be like, well, Lady Gaga was in it. You know what I mean? I don't think it was necessary to have her in there. Anyway, so we're going to go into the hate, because obviously there will be a bunch of hate when it comes to Bad Bunny. We've been hearing it for the last couple of weeks with the fact that Americans were not happy with the fact that this, I don't even know what they were calling him, an immigrant or whatever they were making it seem like, this non-white person basically was headlining these, headlining the Super Bowl. However, let's be real, it was Rihanna. She ain't from the US. U2, Green Day opened up. Like, there's been a bunch of artists who have done it, and most of them have been from the UK, from other countries. Like, no one ever cared. But I think the issue was, he is brown and he is speaking Spanish, although he is technically an American because he's from Puerto Rico. Anyway, they had Turning Point USA, which is led by the CEO, Charlie Kirk's wife, decided to put on an all-American halftime performance that was to rival Bad Bunny concert. And within this, they had a bunch of country artists, obviously, and then they had Tony Rock. Kid Rock, sorry. That's the name, Kid Rock, sorry. Tony Rock, I was thinking, what's his name? Kid Rock. Kid Rock, like, back in the day, I feel like everyone kind of liked Kid Rock, but now he's turned obviously MAGA and he's very racist. But then they also brought up these different parts of his lyrics, and they found out that he too is a so that makes sense that he's over there on that side. But yeah, how did we think about that? They actually were able to get 6.2 million views on their channel.
Wow.
Bad Bunny had about 35 million viewers, but 6.2 I think is actually quite a lot. And that just shows you the times that we are, that over 6 million people would watch this all-American, which means really all-white
Do you
version
know that
of
he
the sport.
originally was a member of a hip-hop group called Beast Crew?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
Like, he came
Kid
from
Rock used to be that
black
guy,
background.
but that's the same as
He
Kid
called
Rock
him
used to.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, people liked him. He used to be around.
With Kid Rock?
No, I think he had a few songs with him. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. He used to be within the community. Similar to, same as Trump. Rappers used to love Trump too, but like they've now turned into this. So yeah. Obviously we didn't watch it. I heard that they had terrible sound. I also heard that he was lip singing. So that's great. But I feel like it's a slap in the face to say it's an all-American performance when it's just the fact that they're all white.
It's what their view of America is, right? Because, like I said, I think the big thing about Bad Bunny's performance at the end when he brought the flags out was, this is all of America.
All of us, yeah. Together we are America.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a unity.
Yeah.
They want to segregate things.
Yeah.
As much as they're trying to make it seem like
White
we are.
English speakers
Yeah.
are the only American that we acknowledge or
Right.
recognize. Yeah.
Mind you, they're complaining and saying all these things, but like Lady Gaga was there. It was all white. Alex Earl, who's an influencer, she was there. And she's very white. She was there in the background dancing with Cardi B and dancing with Jessica Alba. Like, she was part of that little lineup. She looked cute. To say that as if like you can't be white and Latin, it doesn't make sense to me, because there was very much loads of white blonde people there that maybe from Cuba, maybe from anywhere, but they're still white.
Is it just the Spanish thing then that creates that separation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's the Spanish thing.
Because otherwise, yeah, he'd be considered white. Kind of.
Again, ridiculous. Another hater would be Varian Chris Brown, which I think is ridiculous. Like, I am so disappointed because I would be someone who would be like, yeah, Chris Brown needs to have a Super Bowl. Like, he would be really good for a Super Bowl. I think he would do what Usher did 10 times, maybe not 10 times. I'll give you 4 times, more than what Usher gave. But this is the bitterness that I don't stand by. Like, you only now come out in people's good graces. We were just shunning you before. You now come with this tour. We all love you again. And now you think you're bigger than bad and want to talk down on people and not give them their time. We don't need you. No one needs you. It's not safe to say. So it wasn't bad. I'm very confused of what he watched to think that he could put this up. And everyone's going to be like, yeah, Chris Brown.
Yeah, it was in bad taste.
It's very bad taste. And what's so funny is they probably would want you there, Chris Brown. Because at the same time, they're and they're women abusers, and they probably would rather you, woman abuser, be up there and represent America than this man who has done absolutely nothing but speak Spanish. Come on. I'm actually so disappointed in you. Anyway, that's it for the Bad Bunny concert at the Super Bowl. But yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to all the Boricuas, Morenas, Dominicanos. Like, shout out to you guys. Ice out all the things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really confused of what this hatred is. They literally don't like anything seasoned. I didn't even know this man was playing, and I was vibing.
Well, they can't speak the language, and they can't relate.
And they can't dance.
And they can't relate to the culture. So.
Well, actually,
true.
You know what it is? They listen to words, innit, when they dance. So it's like they can't, because they
got the
can't
rhythm. That's
understand
true,
it.
actually. Yeah, that's true.
So it's like
That's
we
true.
don't know what to do. They're not going to enjoy it. It's true.
Because we will listen to music that we don't know the words to.
Yeah,
Look at Afrobeats. But we feel the we feel the vibe. We feel the
But
vibe.
that also can't relate to what's being shown.
Which is true because because that was one part that I really enjoyed. Is even I didn't understand what was being said. I felt the music, but I also saw the culture, and it reminded me of my culture. Anyway, we're gonna move on from Super Bowl, and we're gonna get into this. So we're moving on to Glorilla. Glorilla is a female rapper. I don't know if anybody knows her or listens to her, but her album Glorious, one of the best albums of 2025, 2024 for me. That literally was my #1 album on my Spotify. I rinsed that album down. She was nominated for a Grammy, didn't win it, but I actually wish that she won something because that album was well deserved to win a Grammy. She killed it. There was many summers that Glorilla had us going, right? And she hasn't won it, and I was very disappointed that she didn't win. Anyway, this is what it talks about with people with your downfall and being the one that made it out, I guess, in this situation. Glorilla's sister, Victoria, also known as Scarface, came online and accused Glorilla of abandoning her family. Mind you, this is a family of 10 siblings. Her parents have 10 children. She is the 8th child. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 obviously ain't got no money. Because 8 is the one that you're there coming online to come and embarrass because you're saying that your mom didn't have no money to pay her $2,500 rent and that your mom is still working in FedEx. I'm so sorry, but she's been out for 3 years, if that, like maybe 4 years. You think she's got money that she can take care of 1 to 10? I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. And this is the problem when people feel entitled to your money or entitled for you to show up for them. I could understand if she was the eldest sister, but she is the 8th child out of 10. What were the rest of you lot doing? None of you lot went to school, half of you lot in and out of jail. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It also came out that this same sister took a gun out on Glorilla a few years ago. And there's even like a police record on it. Why the hell would I help you when you pulled a firearm on me? Let's be real. So this is the issue. They think that because, yes, we struggled together and we was down together. She spoke to TMZ, Harvey and them. She spoke to them and they was like, yeah, we struggled together. We was down and out together, and now she's up. She doesn't want to help it and support her family. She could afford to maybe support her mum every now and again, but who's to say, just because she's a rapper now and famous, that she has enough money to support the mum and the brothers and the sisters and everybody that comes with it. What was so great about her response, Glorilla's response, is she started posting all of the text messages from her mum, from when she bought a car for her dad when he retired, of them saying thank you, how amazing you've supported us, and all of these great things. Because just because I'm not helping you after you pulled out a gun on me, doesn't mean that I'm not helping my mum in any sense of the word. You just don't know what I'm supporting her on. And also, parents are, I don't know what the word is, parents are prideful. Do you know how many times you hear the stories of, yeah, I went to move my mum out the hood, but she didn't want to move out the hood. I wanted to do this for my mum, but she didn't want me to do this. If I, Glorilla, knew that if I had to pay for my mum's rent, that might mean that all 10 of my other siblings might be eating off her, even though I don't mess with half of them, I ain't doing it either. Also, if I know that I've helped my mum every single other month for her rent, but this time she didn't come to me because she's prideful, she didn't come to me, and then you want to go on social media and embarrass me out here, girl, bye. Like, it's not for you to say, if my mum needs money for rent, then my mum should be the one coming to me. I don't know why you're going on social media talking about me, especially when you pulled a gun at me. And what makes this even worse is let's go to the next thing. This little midget man here. I don't know if it's because Glorilla is friends with Megan Thee Stallion, but Tiye wanted to pop out of jail. Well, not out of jail, but like pop out and want to be savior to this hating ass and offer her the $2,500 and basically was like, you know, I know what it's like to not have anyone ride for me. If it's really what you need, then I'll send you the money. And then actually cash out to her the money. Now, some parents say that this is doing a good deed. Maybe it's doing a good deed, but in my mind, this was, you were trying to get out in the press and you wanted to come out like you was a good guy by getting involved in family business that doesn't concern you, but also want to be in family business to show up for people that you know don't fuck with you because they fuck with the other side. Why would you do that? Weird. You're a weirdo. Tiye is a weirdo for this. Tiye is a weirdo for this. Okay, so yeah, so that was Glorilla. Okay, so Tiye was recently on Shannon Sharp's podcast with Chad Ochocinco. They did a live show, and Tiye was one of the guests. Tiye also has a new song out. Oh, can you pull up that song? I need to know what the new song is. That song, magnifique. It gave old school Tiye, we're millennials now. Like, this is the kind of music I want to listen to. I don't want to listen to that, like, Travis Scott, little baby things. I want to listen to Tiye. Okay? But yeah, so Tiye came out, had a conversation around Versus, because Versus just came back, and they did one with Mike Will and Hit Boy, a producer's version. So he's saying that he would love to do a Versus, and they were like, oh, who do you want to do it with? People bring out Luda, but he was like, nah, I think I should do 50 Cent. And that's when you hear that, you're like, you know, they're from two different cities, it's a different type of vibe, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, this would bang. This would bang. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Tiye would win. Because they have the girl tunes, they have the features, and then they also have what you would call, I guess, like street hip hop. Tiye is basically the godfather of like trap music from the South. Everyone holds him and like a Jeezy and a Gucci as like the leaders of that. And then obviously 50 Cent is like gangster hip hop of the 2000s and kind of revamped that with G Unit, right? After R.I.P. and Ja Rule. So I think everyone always assumed that if 50 Cent was going to do a versus, it should be against Ja Rule, and I actually don't think that the catalogs align. Whereas this, I think, would align, and I actually think band for band, song for song, Tiye would smoke him. Tiye would smoke him, and I think that's why he don't want to smoke.
Do you think it would be that easy?
It wouldn't be easy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not acting like 50 Cent is the one in the streets. Like 50 Cent has hits, but if you even go into like if we even did more than 20 and then we went into features, he couldn't see T.I. features.
Yeah, this is where it really comes down to song selection. I mean, it's always about song selection, but I think
it would definitely be. And even if we talk about like hood classics. Now, yes, if it depends on who. If you're like an East Coast type of guy and I love East Coast music. Don't get me wrong, but there was a time when T.I. had the streets on lock. What you know I got? Yeah, oh, in that set. Well, I put in all the work. Yeah, what you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about? I don't know about that. No, the fofo. Anyway, I'm telling you now, that would be so freaking good. I'm not gonna lie, and I actually think T.I. would win. Who do you think? Who would your money be on?
It's a tough one.
It is tough. I'm not gonna lie.
It would have to. Yeah, it would be down to song selection for me. I feel like it feels like it would be T.I., but I don't know, man. Yeah, it feels like it would be T.I., but yeah, song selection.
It would 100% be T.I. I'm so sorry. Like, I actually will bet all my money on it. Not gonna lie, it would 100% be T.I.
There's certain songs that it's like, okay, if he pulls this out, what's your? There's gonna be songs that.
No, there will be rounds that 50 Cent wins if T.I. doesn't play a song, because I don't know what any song that like Alone for a Many Men eats. Do you know what I mean? There's a few songs that 50 has that I don't feel like there's something that would match it. But when I think about it, I'm like, Many Men, that's about it to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think he could get something in the club. He could get something for Candy Shop. Like there's
what goes against In the Club.
What goes in the club?
Because think about how big In the Club was. I don't know if T.I. has a record that is bigger than In the Club.
Why you wanna go and do that? I think that would go to like.
I can't lie. That's one. I don't think that's one. I think that's one record.
I wish I pulled up tracks because I genuinely feel like
Candy Shop.
That could go against Candy Shop. To be fair.
Yeah. Why you wanna probably could go. Yeah. Yeah, there's tracks that are answerable for that, but I don't know what he puts up against In the Club. That's 50 Cent's big.
Well, what's T.I.'s biggest hit?
That's the one I was thinking.
Live Your Life. If it ain't about the money, do you think that wouldn't go 50? That wouldn't go In the Club.
Because that's the.
It has to be a feature.
Yeah.
No, bring it out. Bring them out.
But
it's hard to yell with the barrels in your mouth, Swizzy. Yes, it is.
Big songs, but it's that is not
in the club. I think that would be one that would be like, fit in the club. That's one of his first songs too. That's like neck on neck intro songs. 50 Cent In the Club and Bring 'Em Out. And 50 Cent In the Club is like, to me, more like go like clubby, mainstream.
Yeah.
But if you went to go, it's more poppy. Yeah. But if you went to go gritty, bring 'em out.
Yeah. And that's where 100% where T.I. would smoke him, because he's the grittier.
I actually think Bring It Out might, for me, go up against.
It depends how you judge it. And then it's like where the tune drops, how the tune drops, how it's all of that stuff is. But yeah, whatever you like, there's.
No one in the corner got swagger like us. A rubber band man, go with the don't stand. Yeah. What? No, I actually think that they need to do this. I really want them to do that. I saw Swizz Beats had the eyes in the comment section, and I'm not gonna lie, I need that. I need this verse.
I do wonder if 50 will buy.
No, 50's gonna block that smoke. 50 is only gonna do something that he feels like he would win 100%, which is why he wouldn't do Jarrell.
Yeah. He might duck the smoke.
He's ducking the smoke. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, next. Cultural appropriation. Okay, so this is on my TikTok page. I don't know if it's on your TikTok page, but this is my TikTok page because I've turned Chinese. In 2026, everyone's been on social media talking about being Chinese. They're drinking teas. They're no longer drinking cold water. We're drinking only warm drinks. only worn tees, soups, and we're doing the Chinese lady workouts in the park to keep you. Have you not seen when you see the Asian ladies in the park and they're doing little workouts? Have you never seen that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, this is the whole part of, you know, being your better self, working on your body internally, and these are the things that, like, some of the oldest people in the world are like Asian because of the diet that they have, the way that they work out, and all that kind of stuff. So people are now adopting this Chinese mentality. Anyway, I have known about this person, Logan, for a while because a few years ago, I think it might have even been last year, he has blown up for being, I wouldn't say a chef, but he is someone who does a lot of Asian dishes. He blew up, be it like Korean noodles and all that kind of stuff. And then he also did this cucumber salad, where there was a time when there was hardly any cucumbers in the world because he had everyone doing it with cream cheese and what else was in it? And it's like pepperoni and salami and stuff like that. Do you not remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No one. Okay, maybe it was me. And he puts it in a bowl in a container and shakes it up.
You know what?
And he was eating it with his chopsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you probably have seen it. But there was literally a time where you couldn't even get cucumbers because of this man. All right. Anyway, he's there moving all over the world. He's always moving in Asia, moving from this place to this place. Anyway, he now did a partnership with Fly by Gin, which is the people that do the chili crisp. You know, all of that chili crisp that they always put on Asian food.
No.
It's the chili oil that I have. Anyway, they have basically, he did a partnership with them to do a hot pot bomb. And as you can see from this picture, he says the first ever hot pot bomb. Now, obviously, that is a lie. Like, that is a lie. Like, that is obviously a lie. This is gentrification, colonization, Logan Columbus. Like, I don't even get why he would even say that. And also, for this company to allow him to say this in this promotional video, obviously had to go through layers of people to approve this, and they said it was fine for him to put out saying that this is the first ever hot pot bomb, knowing that literally you can get in every Asian supermarket hot pot bases in cubes. Like, that's literally what you do. You get that. So it's an uproar. Everyone is going on about the fact that he's become famous, got all his audience from, basically, they feel like cultural appropriation. And then now you're trying to profit and say you were the first of something, trying to rewrite history like Christopher Columbus did. So that's why they're calling him Logan Columbus in the comments. He did obviously since apologize and say that he misspoke, and he didn't mean it and all this stuff. And I don't know if I genuinely feel like he meant it in this way. I also don't know how he didn't know. If you've lived in Japan and you've gone to rural Japan and lived in this place and you've stayed in this place and been in Korea and all this stuff, and you love Asian cuisine and all of this stuff the way that you say you do, I don't see how you've never seen a hot pot cube in your life to then say with your mouth that this is the first ever, maybe the first ever from this company, but not the first ever created. So I feel like the Asian community is saying stick it, and I hear it because they're tired. But we blacks, we know what it means for cultural appropriation. People in the comments were basically saying, yeah, we said we were going to become Chinese, but we just took the recipes and the advice from our Asian cousins. We didn't doctor it up, switch it up, and then try to call it something else. And this is what he's done. So Logan, have several seats. You've definitely apologized. You took it down, but I think you should probably not do this collaboration. And I think that the company also, Fly by Gin, you guys, there's many Asian creators that you could be doing this with. I don't understand why you're doing it with him. Very weird, very strange. Next. Well, this story grinds my gears, guys. We are now in Toronto. Well, we're in Canada, because Oshawa is not Toronto, technically.
Ontario.
It's Ontario, but yeah. So we have a beautiful lawyer called, I forgot her first name, but her name is Lawyer Riley. Her last name's Riley. And she was finishing court, was working on her final parts of her case, just, tying up loose ends before she leaves. And this courthouse closed at 5 p.m. At 5:10, we have documentation that a police officer working as a security guard in the courthouse wrote her a ticket saying that she was trespassing. So between 5 p.m. and 5:10, there was an altercation where he physically put hands on her, beat her, pulled off her hijab, and drug her down to the basement where the courthouse jail cell is. And then he wrote this ticket at 5:10. So within 10 minutes, this has all happened, right? He's saying that when he confronted her and asked her to leave the courts room, even though, again, I don't understand why her leaving maybe a few minutes late is causing this outrage from him that he would put hands on her. But he said that she obviously was verbally abusive or disrespectful to him, to the point that this grown man here felt that the need to put hands on this woman. Now, I don't know what she said, but she must have a mouth on her for him to do that to her face. He was also not in uniform. So the fact that you weren't in uniform, you come into this room, you request me to show you documentation of who I am, why I'm there, all of this stuff, and within 10 minutes of me maybe telling you, maybe not telling you the way that you preferred, you've put hands on me, abused me, taken me downstairs, and wrote me this ticket saying that I trespassed, is unreal. Now, obviously, there's going to be some follow-up with this, but it really upsets me that no matter what level of education you have, no matter what role you can have, no matter, what position you hold, whether you don't, present yourself to be this rough person from the hood, people are still going to treat you like the bottom of their shoe. Because I don't know, again, what she could have said. And maybe she did, chat back to him, or maybe she wasn't the easiest person. But I don't understand between 5 and 5:10 what she could have said or done to be physically assaulted by a grown man.
In Black History Month?
On Black History Month. No, honestly. By this grown man. Cut her face. So she's obviously suing because she did this to her. I don't know what do you think this is. And he has been arrested. But yeah, I more and more being here, and again, I love being in Canada, I love Toronto, but I think the PR of this country is really well done when you're not here. And then when you come here, you see that there is all of this underneath the surface that is bubbling over, just as it is in the States. I think people always just assume that this level of racism and aggression that you get from white people is only happening in the US. It's definitely happening in the UK, but it's also happening here. There are people rallying now. There was even a Canadian march where they had Trump flags in Toronto a couple of months ago, because they too are saying that they want their country back. But this is not okay. As I said, there is nothing that she could have said, F your mom, da 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 da. If you are a police officer, you're meant to de-escalate the situation. You are not meant to be that mad that you would put hands on anyone, let alone a woman, and slam her face to the ground to the point that she now has blood coming from her face. Insane. Next. Now I was going to say now we can get to a fun topic, but this is not funny, but it is kind of funny because Tariq Hines from Love and Hip Hop, Love Island, UK, is now a streamer, which I thoroughly enjoy. Not that I'm watching his full streams, but when I see clips of Tariq, he is such a troll and a menace that he will have people on his platform just so that he can chat shit to their face, about them, about topics. It's just insane. But he actually had Dami Hope. So Dami Hope, obviously, if you don't know, was in a relationship with India Pollock, who from Love is Blind. I keep saying Love is Blind. Love Island. They met in Love Island and have been together, I think maybe going on 3 years. It came out last month that she was caught cheating on Dami with Marlon, who is another streamer, but he's from the US, because they were on the Inside Out. They're going to be on the next season of Inside Out, apparently. And that's where they met, and that's where they had their relationship. So I will say that the outrage of India cheating on Dami hasn't been very loud. And I actually feel really bad for him, because I remember when, they started dating and stuff, and everyone was always questioning Dami whether or not he was down and real. And then they had their situation in Love Island where they both picked 2 other different people, and she was like, let the best heartbreaker win. 8. But at this point, she is the heartbreaker. Oh, in part of me, it's just like, shout out to you, break their hearts before they break mine. But then at the same time, that's not okay. That's not okay, because it seems like this man really did love her. And obviously we don't know what was going on in their relationship. There have been rumors before that he did cheat on her. This was the time when he went to LA to Miami with Shaq, who also dated Tanya, and they broke up over this situation, him being in Miami with Dami on a boys trip. Shaq and Tanya broke up around that time, based on the fact that in this version of this season of Love Island, he announced that was because she thinks that he cheated on her when he really just got a lap dance from someone and all that kind of stuff while he was in the States. But that was also a trip where people were saying that Dami could have also cheated on India. We don't know that to be true, and also she stayed, if that's the case. But what we have physical proof of is India cheating on Dami by kissing Marlon. And this troll Tariq brought Dami onto his platform to react to Love Island that's currently on, and truly within like a couple of minutes of him being there, obviously turned this into, what does Dami think about what's going on with India and Marlon, and does he think Marlon owes him anything? And Tariq said straight to his face, I don't think he owed you anything, he don't owe you. Which, again, fair. Then he even asked him if he thought he could take him on a fight. Why would Dami fight him? Dami does not need to fight him. There was no need for all of that. But one of the points that they also did bring up was the fact that if Dami cheated on India, especially with a light-skinned woman, the uproar within our community would be...
They would have cancelled him.
Would he be cancelled or would he be dead? Do you know what I mean? And I actually have to agree.
Come on.
It's not just that he cheated. It's if he cheated with a light-skinned woman from the States. I think everyone would have went off.
He wouldn't get.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
The girl.
I don't think that he would get hate.
I think she would get the hate.
I mean, she would get the hate too, but I don't. But
No, she wouldn't. That's what they'd be doing. Oh, it's not her fault.
They never say that.
No, they did. No, they say like you shouldn't go after the woman.
Yeah.
They do. Some people would say that, but I actually think that a lot of women would actually attack this person. I think they would. They're not really attacking Marlon because they're like, he doesn't owe Dami anything and all that stuff. He's a single man. Blah 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 blah. But I disagree with you, Kim. I think that if he cheated on India, it would be an uproar because India is the people's princess. You don't agree?
Guess I don't care that much.
You don't care?
I don't.
Because
agree.
if it was the other way around, I think you would have more vim. I don't think we should paint Dami. We shouldn't not.
If I heard that
uplift
he
his
cheated on this woman, I'd shrug my shoulders. It's a Love Island couple. I don't have the highest standards.
Okay, true. It is Love Island, but I definitely thought that they were like locked in.
I guess it's take away the Love Island element of it. It's like the whole man cheating on woman thing, which we're more used to seeing and more familiar with, right? Mm-hmm. When you hear it the other way around, we're not used to that narrative, and it's like, yeah, it definitely has a different spin to it, or a different narrative. It's like then it's excuses, or maybe this and maybe that, or these different caveats. I think it's just that we're used to seeing it be the other way around. This way around, people probably don't know what to do with that.
in my mind, I feel like there is a generation of women, sea girls, who are actually applauding the fact that she maybe cheated on him, quote unquote, first before he did. Like, you cheat on, you know what I mean? Like, you get there first before he does. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why everyone's just like, well, men do it anyway, so oh well, why do we care? And I hear it, but actually in this stream, he looked really sad. He looked really sad. And we don't know if he's ever, like, when I tell you India ain't even spoke a little word about this. She's there hosting the after show and all that stuff of Love Island. Don't give two shits.
Which is what.
And this man is down bad. That's so sad.
We don't have the full picture.
No, we definitely probably not even that.
Hey, don't do that. You can't do that. No, that's a caveat.
I don't think it's a caveat, but
I don't think we have the full story.
Yeah, but why is that the assumption when it's like, okay, you've got the facts that have just been presented or whatever they are, right? It's like, you know, this is the fact. If there was more to the story, either party can come out and say or clarify more to the story.
Yeah,
what we have
because
in front
I
of
think
us.
both
like
of them
you
haven't.
said, women cheat less in like society's consciousness. So it's like there's often a reason when they do, or it's at the end of or whatever. There's often a caveat for that behavior, unless you're literally just like City Girls progression, whatever. And that's why it becomes more of a
I'm
conversation.
joking. I don't
Even
mean
that though, we're giving a caveat to it when it's like,
Because there usually is a caveat. It's like if it's like 70% of divorces are initiated by the woman, there's often a reason. Like
Yeah,
there
no,
are these
100%.
trends.
100%. But if we just go based on what we've seen, I do think, like, what in terms of the public's reaction, I am actually very surprised how much we've just been like, well, to this situation.
this as usual
I know, literally.
continues.
I do think it's the Love Island spin on things. Like, I just don't think people take
Care as
those
much.
relationships that seriously.
I don't think it's that.
You just
I
don't
think it's the
Of course
more,
you
it's the-
wouldn't think it's that.
No,
it's
I
the
know.
more-
I
it's
just
the
you just
male
don't think.
woman thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it's the.
it's-
I agree with Ken on this, and who would have thought, boy? I agree with Ken, but I actually agree with this. I genuinely think it's just because most of the people that are commenting in this, like on these topics, are women. And women, we support the rights and the wrongs of each one. Like, you know what I mean? I'm also, as you can see, I have not spoke down on India yet, and I won't. But I definitely can see the difference that if it was the other way around, how I think, and even I know, me personally,
That's so
how I would
interesting.
be going in on Dami right now if
Would
he
you
cheated.
though?
Yeah, I would.
Or would it just be like another man cheating? Like, I just feel like
Well, that. But it's also interesting because
No.
you see how you
Don't cheat on
say
India.
men should hold other men accountable, right? Like if your friend is cheating or if you're associated with a cheater, blah blah. What is it? Men are being encouraged to speak out against
Yeah.
their friends that have, you know, bad behaviors or incorrect behaviors or whatnot.
no, I know where Ken's going.
But
with
you
this.
say that you like hold
No.
women accountable.
Yeah, you.
Well, listen to me. Let me tell you something.
No.
Let me tell you something. I absolutely would hold India accountable if India was my close friend, but not on here.
I don't even want Ken to say his point because this is my thing.
I'm being silent.
It's like, yes.
Silence. Silence or silence.
This is what I'm silencing you. It's like when somebody goes to like Alcoholics Anonymous or like a community group and someone's like, why don't I get to go in that group? And it's just like, well, did you suffer abuse? Did you go through alcoholism, all these things? You want the rewards of being in a situation that you weren't in. Women, and I guess because of City Girls, they're traumatized. Like, women have consistently been cheated on, abused, being told to like be loyal and faithful and forgiving and understanding, and I think a lot of the reactions now are from that trauma.
No,
So,
100%.
and so for men wanting the same, I guess, sympathy, no.
But I think that, yes, that is true. And I agree. Because I think that's how I'm wired, which is why my reaction wasn't as grand either. But at the same time, I think it's not fair to paint all with the same brush.
No,
Or it's
absolutely
still not fair on the behalf of the men who maybe didn't cheat. Like, obviously there's rumors that maybe he cheated. But in this case, if you just go based on the facts, we have not seen Dami do anything else but uplift, love on India, right?
Yeah.
So
He
if that's the
didn't
case,
deserve that for sure.
he didn't
based on
deserve
what's
it based on what
shown
we've
on the
seen.
outside.
Yeah.
we have to take situations one at a time because, like you said, we can't do the generalization thing. There are good men, there are bad men, but on average, men cheat on women more. And do you know what I mean? Like, and it's rarely the other way around. On average.
And until we hear from either support person, because even in this situation, he didn't really say, Dami didn't say anything really. The only thing that he kind of piped up and kind of spoke about was the thing about, you know, if India would have done, if he would have done what India done in terms of cheating on her with a light-skinned woman, what that be? And he was like, yeah, I would be in hell, I'd be in the ground, da-da-da. That was the only thing he really piped up on. He didn't really say anything too much about her. He was able to keep cool. I think he handled it very well. Tariq was definitely rubbing salt into the wound for views, but we cannot expect anything else from Tariq, which, I mean, I love him, but what a mess. Anyway, we're going to keep Love Island and we're going to keep UK because my babe is pregnant. My babe Molly May is pregnant with her second child with Tommy Fury. I am very happy for Molly because Molly, this is what she wanted. She wanted to have another baby and the father be Tommy. And for that, we are grateful and we hope that she has an amazing pregnancy and has a beautiful birth and she gets all the things that she wants. That's what we want from Molly. However, I will say I don't trust this man as much as I could probably pick him up and throw him, and he is a 200-pound boxer. Okay? And I'm 4'11". I don't trust this man. I don't trust him at all. I think he can't, like, watching her show on Amazon, I've now come to realize that Tommy conned her into making her think that he was something that he wasn't. I think she was naive to the part that he is a gypsy man, and gypsies in the UK is not, I mean, I don't know if it's considered a derogatory term anymore, or still, or travel. Is that traveller is the correct term? Okay, so his family they're travelers, right? So with that culture, definitely comes with infidelity. They drink a lot, they party a lot. You know, that is what they are known for. When he met her on Love Island, she was expressing to him that she doesn't date people who drink because she's come from a family where alcoholism ruined her parents' relationship. She doesn't date people that drink. He said he doesn't drink because he's an athlete. He has now obviously been in Dubai, drunk, cheating on her with many, many dog-faced girls, like insane. And she broke up with him for it. And, you know, she wants her family back. She's forgiven him. He's now said that he's not going to drink. And she believes that the drinking is the reason for the cheating, not that he's just a cheater. But I think he is just a cheater. But this is the thing. There are some women, truly, and I think, what's her name? Kourtney Kardashian's one of those people too, that would rather her child have the same dad, or all her children have the same dad, than go find another man that's better, because they don't want to have, you know, the negative connotation of having multiple baby daddies. So it's either I stick with the devil that I do know, than try and find a new devil, and have this life that I want.
How would you look at that inequality?
Well, yeah, true. Because it's easy but it's true, because it's easy for a man to have multiple baby mothers, and it's like, okay, whatever. Obviously, once you hear like Nick Cannon things, then we start judging. But before that, you know, if we're in the 6s and the 5s, nobody cares. But then, if it was a woman now and she had 6 kids and all of them had different baby fathers, then she would be a whore. Let alone 2, because they like to judge women when they have like 2, 3 kids and they have different baby dads. So let's be real. So I get it, but I know her sister is mad. I know her sister is mad because her sister don't like that man, and I'm not gonna lie, I hear it for her. I'm gonna be side-eyeing him. I hope he does right by her, but I just don't trust him. But anyway, congratulations to Molly May. They have a beautiful daughter at Bambi, so they're gonna have cute kids regardless. And I also think that's it too. We don't want to have no ugly kids. Once you have these cute kids, you're like, okay, I need to have my baby with this man, so I can have all these cute kids. Because what if I have a cute kid with him and I go with someone else, and then my baby's buzz?
Next.
Next. Oh, and then finally, so this is the last topic of Hot Topics. This movie, this rom-com, I'm a rom-com girly. I love rom-coms. Method Man and Kelly Rowland came out with this, the relationship goals. It is based on Mike Todd's pastor, Mike Todd, his book Relationship Goals, which I wonder, they filmed this obviously a while ago, and then the Drewski thing came out, and Drewski's here, you know, they filmed it here? Yeah, no, I think so too, because there was a bit where she was in the cemetery, and I think it's the one up by Bloor. It looks like that. Anyway, I said this all to say, this was based on Mike Todd's book. With Drewski coming out and just showing you how much of a mess this man is, because he is a mess of a pastor, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if this is gonna affect viewership. I wonder if Devon Franklin, who was the producer of this Christian-based rom-com, side-eyeing Mike now, or if it's just everyone's just kind of looked over it and nobody cares. Anyway, this follows two TV producers. She does daytime, he does nighttime, and then he comes into her channel to kind of rival for this role, but they used to date. So now it's like, oh, he also, anyway, I don't want to give away the storyline, but it was very, very cute. It was very cute. I really did enjoy it. I think that this is the best performance I've seen Kelly Rowland do. I think that she does better when she doesn't have Tyler Perry directing her, because she seemed more comfortable. Her comedic timing was great. Her face was relaxed. Lovely. And then Method Man, that man is fine. There's nothing that Method Man does that I don't like. Okay? He is handsome. He, even in the role, he just gave stand-up guy. Obviously, there was things, backstories in the movie, but you'll watch it and you'll get it. But I would give this a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a really cute little rom-com. You know, it's a Christian-based rom-com, so there wasn't any little raunchy, there wasn't much of that. There was a little light kisses, but there was nothing too crazy for it. But for a Christian rom-com, I'd give it 6. I do enjoy. So it's on Prime. Highly recommend you guys watch it. Support the people. And shout out to Kelly Rowland. I think this is definitely her bag. We definitely want more music, but if she just sticks to doing some acting roles, I really like her in this romance lane.
We want more music?
We want more. You don't want more.
Take it or leave it. I can leave it.
I would love Kelly Rowland to get back into her dance bag.
David Guetta.
Yeah, David Guetta. I need her and David Guetta to get back together and play some and create some music. I think that is her lane. Because when she's in R&B lane, Motivation was great. And be a motivation. Go, 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 go. I think that was great, but I just think that she's always going to be compared to Beyonce, and no one lets her shine on her own. So I think that everybody needs to find their own lane. Michelle found her lane in gospel. She needs to find her lane in house music. That's what I think. So that's it for Cook Topics. Woo. Oh, we're here now with and their wives, or girlfriends, I should say. I am very surprised by this, right? Okay, so Prince Andrew's ex-girlfriend, her name is Lady Victoria Harvey. Now, the fact that she's a lady, crazy. She should be revoked from that title. But at the same time, that's what they all are up in there with their ladies and their knighthoods and all the Simpsons run up and down and through there. She was an LBC with Tom. What's his name again? Swordbrick. LBC, Tom, legendary. He's always on the right history on LBC. Do miss listening to him in the UK. But Tom interviewed her and she said that if you weren't in the Epstein files, you are a loser. She said insult, that if you were around while this was going on and you was going to these parties, that is actually an insult to be left off a bad and bougie, basically is what she said. And she said that you're a loser. A loser is the words that she used if you are not in the Epstein files. And then he said, so what, are you in Epstein Files? And she was like, of course I was there, of course I was. And she was smiling and laughing about it as if this was a privilege to be aligned with these people. And that's when I realized that people have no morals. They'd rather be aligned to power than morality. They want to be aligned with people that have money, that have power and position. They do not care if they are they don't care if they're a murderer, they don't care if they're fraudsters. All they want to do is be around money and power and have a good time. And this lady came on this platform and said, if you are not in the Epstein Files, i.e. if you're not named in the Epstein Files as if you are and participating in this stuff, you are a loser. I'd rather be a loser than a pedo, or a pedo sympathizer, or a pedo supporter, or especially lay down and give front to a pedo. You're a dirty. Victoria. This is the stuff that we're dealing with, guys. I'm actually, more and more, we knew that the elites were already doing horrible, horrible things. But if these Epstein Files have shown you anything, that these people have no shame. They have no shame. They will come out, Bill Gates' wife, and they'll be like, yeah, I just wish I didn't associate with him. Yeah, you know, he's trying to take me down. Your name is in it. It's aligned with these young girls. We have pictures with these young girls, and you think that this is fine. I'm sure she would probably still date him, or a man like him. I think probably the reason why he wouldn't date Andrew anymore is because the prince has been taken away from him. The title has been taken away from him. The power has probably been taken away from him. But if he still was the prince, and Charles didn't revoke him for anything, she probably would still date him or a man like him, regardless of whether or not she knows that he has been inappropriate with underage girls. Because in that sense, she thinks those people are losers. We are all losers.
Are you surprised though?
I am. And it really, okay, and again, it really upsets me when it's women. When these women have no care or no feelings for the fact that these girls are children being trafficked and being abused by these men, and probably some of these women as well, and they just make it seem like this is just what everyone does, this is what it is, and they don't care. It upsets me more, I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's just where we are in society.
No.
She's just been honest about it.
No, 100%, and that's what's the scary. I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Okay, do I want to know who is a racist, a pedo, a fraudster? I want to know it up front, 100%. But I just feel like it's just so crazy that we've gotten to the point that this is what's going on, and everyone has no shame and are just saying it out. And it's coming out on social media, this is the position that you are in, and all they can say is, oh, well, that's not true, or they'll say, I'm so sorry, and I've moved on from it, and I don't associate with this person anymore, and then they've just been wiped off, and everyone just lets them continue to do what they do.
Or you say stuff like this because there's no consequence.
There's no consequence.
That's what it is.
Because they've laid the groundwork for 3 million more files to be eventually released, and by that time no one will care. Because they've not only redacted but desensitized us and introduced us to this over several years with no one but the one madam going to jail.
Literally.
So it's like, by the time we hear the worst of it, they've already primed the ground for it not to have an effect. And that's the scary part. So now you do feel like you can be a bit more bold to say certain things like this.
Yeah, and I think we've got to the point where people are desensitized enough that we think that this is just normal for the elites to do this inappropriate stuff with young kids. Is normalized now. Yeah. Done. Just sick. Anyway, in the comment section, we're going to end on a light note. 50 Cent, all talk about how much of a pay man this man is. He's a cancer man, he's a pay man, he's a funny man. But 50 Cent did a Super Bowl commercial with DoorDash about the fact that you always get beef whenever you need it. And part of this delivery and him putting out these items was book of ABCs. It was a clock. It was cheese puffs. It was combs, and it was a bottle of his whiskey here that he says it's been aged for 4 years, 50 months, and we're just like, he's laughing about it. What does that mean? Well, do you know what that means? ABC book, Floyd Mayweather, because allegedly he's the one that said Floyd couldn't read. The clock, always on time, is what he said. That was for Ja Rule. You remember the song? Not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. The puffs, the cheese puffs, Puffy. The combs, Sean Combs. And then the 4 years, 50 months is literally Diddy's sentence. Diddy was sentenced to 4 years. Okay? This is the pettiest man ever. But he lines it with the beef. You can get beef. You can always have beef. And it makes sense. And it is a key. But I'm so sorry. Nobody wants this man as an opponent. Other than T.I. for the verses. But you don't want no beef with this man. I'm so sorry. He will literally get an endorsement, get some sort of something while stepping on you. He wants to get paid to embarrass you. He's getting paid here in a commercial that would be seen, well, was seen by 35 million people talking about Diddy, Floyd Mayweather, and Ja Rule while he's laughing about it. What a pain, man. I kind of actually respect it. I'm not gonna lie. I find it funny because he's like, beef with who? Beef with who? Who am I beefing with? Is anyone else getting these probably $1 million projects to make light about people's lives? What do you think? Do you think it was funny?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's
I love how much he amused himself.
Yeah, you can see him just like giggling, flinging himself back.
That was a genuine laugh.
That was.
Someone said graduate from diss tracks to diss ads. 50 is the go.
I think I liked that comment.
So good.
Yeah, it was.
I wonder how many creators fought for the baby oil to be pulled out of the bag. What love?
Nah, they couldn't put that in. That's wild.
Why not?
That would have been too much.
Yeah.
That would have been too much.
It's a legit product.
No, it's definitely a legit product, but it's too close to the court case. That it could then become a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Someone said, Mum, what do you want to be when you grow up? Me, this pay.
Do we? I mean, is it right if we just laugh at it?
No, it's actually, well, I mean, let's be real.
Laugh
Okay.
at what part, sorry?
Laugh
Like
at,
how, like, the level of pettiness that he is.
in this instance, I think it's okay. Because someone also said, my co-worker said, I love 50, he's great, but it's not hard to see why he got shot 9 times. And every time 50 Cent does things, I'm like, I get why people shot you 9 times. He is a troll.
I don't have much context for the rest of the beefs, but I think in the Diddy case, well played.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Diddy, I think it was very light. The Diddy stuff, I can get why people maybe were laughing at what's his downfall, the downfall well deserved. For one, it's talking about combs and cheese puffs and your sentence. Like, it's not that deep. Even the Ja Rule one, it's a clock, always there, a clock for always on time.
Did he is this when he bought out the front 3 rows of Ja Rule's concert?
No, that wasn't Ja Rule. Wasn't it Lloyd Banks? Oh, but yeah, like, I think that's paid, but this is not that paid to say always on time, nod to Ja Rule. It wasn't disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? The disrespectful one was the ABC book for Floyd Mayweather.
I mean, no, it's not. It's not.
To say that someone is illiterate and they can't read, and then you put out an ABC book, I think that's the worst one. I think that's worse than the Diddy stuff. The puffs, the combs. I mean, he did that stuttering when he was doing the voiceover for Breakfast Club those years ago, and that was where this came from, right? But that to me is the most disrespectful one. The other ones is cheese puffs. It's a comb. It makes sense. Ha 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 ha. It's a clock. The song always on time.
It's not disrespectful.
ABC
if
book.
He can read. If you really can read.
Yeah,
then
but
it's just
I think
a
it's
joke.
not disrespectful. Oh, if he can actually read, then it's not disrespectful.
Yeah.
okay, but we know he can't read. I don't want to say that. It has been reported. We have seen clips with him struggling to
Was
read.
it that one clip that you just mentioned?
Well, there was multiple takes.
Not necessarily.
It's not nice.
Corrected this.
It's not nice. He probably can. Okay, let's be real. He can read.
So then it's
He's not illiterate. I just don't think he is the most eloquent speaker, reader. You know what I mean? I think that was what it was meant to be, like the joke of it. I don't think he's illiterate. Do you know what I mean? But it has.
Building character around being the person that is a troll, like that is now what 50 Cent is known for being. Just
To be
a
honest,
troll.
he backs it up.
The thing of what's annoying, that's what I'm saying, and that's
Good
what.
music, good
That's
TV shows. Like, he backs it up.
There's not one thing that Diddy. Oh God. There's not one thing that 50 does that isn't good, which is why he can get away with this. He can get away with this. Let's be real. He makes great music. Can't stand him, but he makes great music. He makes great TV. You know, there's also so many people that speak so highly about him, about what he's done for them. Lala, putting her in every goddamn movie and show, even though she can't act. Hey. Do you know what I mean? Like, Fetty Wap came out recently out of jail and said that he was giving him money and advice while he was in jail. Like, he seems like a stand-up man to the people that like him. You know? But when he doesn't like you, he does shit like this. And he laughs at you like this. You see how he flagged himself back on the sofa? What a petty queen. What a petty queen. And we love it. I'm not going to lie. I love it. I love it. Shout out to 50 Cent. Shout out to DoorDash. This was a really great ad. I think it was very genius. Whoever came up with this idea to get him deserves a raise. I also appreciate that they weren't scared to do this. Because sometimes I feel like these types of ads, they're borderline almost inappropriate. But they do it in a way that is funny and it teeters the line very well. And I think it was, if it was baby oil, I think it would be a tad bit over the top. But the cheese puffs and the combs was enough.
I mean, to be fair, the sentence is.
I think it was tastefully done.
Yeah, tastefully done. The sentence is borderline though, because it's like, are we going into territory where we're making light of court proceedings? And that's the thing. Like, are we desensitizing? Are we now becoming desensitized to like that element of it? Of course.
No, because this man's in jail where he belongs. Good. Anyways, we are done for the end of the show. I do want to point out that Wendy Williams' dad has passed, so I want to do a shout out to him. Loves and prayers to the family. I hope all is well with her family. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you had a time. I want you to be in the comment section. I want you to tell me what you think about that 50 Cent ad. Tell me if you think 50 would be able to beat Tiye. I don't think so. And what songs do you think would rival In the Club and Many Men? Because those are the two top 50 Cent tracks I think is great. What are your thoughts about Damn in India? All of the things. I'm ready to be in the chat, going back and forth with you guys. So yeah, please subscribe. See you next week.